Hello my lovely Flosstube friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tan, the monogamous cross stitcher, cxc.by.tan on Instagram. It's been a while. I say this every video, I think. I keep meaning to come back at the beginning of every month and then something happens. Life has just been very strange lately. So quick breakdown on that. Basically, I was told a couple of weeks ago that my job was coming to an end. So I currently work with an agency, I'd say, but I am employed, and I've been working with a client for the last 8 months, and I was told that the contract is now coming to an end in 2 to 3 weeks. So of course my manager says to me there is other placements that I can find for you, and I says yeah, okay, great. But unfortunately the placements that she's trying to find for me are a little bit too far to get to via the buses in the area. I have no problems getting trains to jobs because, as you know, before I was a live-in carer, but unfortunately they don't pay for my travel. So where these jobs are means I'd have to get trains, which then means I'm going to be out of pocket in the long run, which isn't great really, because if you're commuting by choice, that's different. But if you're not wanting to commute to the point that it takes a big chunk of your wages each week, then you know. So yeah, that's basically what's been happening. So for the last 2 weeks I've had the stress of trying to find another job, because unfortunately all the jobs that my manager has put me forward for are in the likes of Stoke, Stafford, I think the other one was Bromsgrove possibly, but they were far too far. Nowhere could get there on public transport. So I put my notice in, which I didn't want to do, but I was kind of forced, you know. So I put my notice in, and now I'm going back to living care again. So I am finished my current job next week, and then I am heading to Scotland on the 4th of July to look after a lady up there. So I'm going to Glasgow for 5 weeks, which is quite exciting because I was missing living care. I did like being home and working near home, because obviously my cat's 14 now and I really don't like to leave him. Plus I was getting quite used to being home and having a bit of a routine and having weekends off, which was great. So I was able to go to stitchy meetups. I was able to do my monthly stitchy day every month, and then I was able to see my partner quite often. So yeah, it kind of threw a spanner in the works. So I'm going back to living care, and that's my very exciting life news. It wasn't very exciting 2 weeks ago. I was really quite stressed, but I think we sorted now, so that's good news. And I'm having my hair cut tomorrow, and I'm so excited because it's really long. And yes, just excuse, don't normally have my hair straight anymore, but I didn't want to style it twice in 1 week when I'm having it cut, so I'm gonna have it cut tomorrow, and I'm really excited. Can't wait for that. So I will be back fresh next Flosstube, which will most likely be filmed in Scotland, so that'll be exciting. Right, so I have loads to show you. I have all my haul from my private retreat. That was my last YouTube Flosstube extra, so I'm not sure if you saw that, but go back and have a spy at what we get up to. So I've got all my haul from there to show you. I've also had my 2 Silks for You thread club as well, which I think is April and May, I think I want to say. We're going to go with April and May because I can't remember. I also want to mention some Flosstubers. Actually, I might do that now before I forget. So I have recently discovered Stitching Bee, which is the lovely Ellie. Literally discovered her a few days ago. So I've been watching some of her Flosstubes. She's very much into collecting like vintagey cross stitch kits and things. Loves a bargain. I'm not into vintagey cross stitch kits, but I love to see people stitching them. It's really nice to see, so I love seeing that. And then we have Stitching Magic, Lindsay. I did mean to mention Lindsay in the last Flosstube because I did actually find Lindsay before then. And is there anyone else I want to mention? I think that's everyone for now, but if anyone pops into my head, then I'll pop them in during the video. Right then, so let's get into it. So I have May's finishes, I have June finishes, I have Whips, Haul, New Starts. So most of these finishes in June are starts and finishes. So I've been a very busy bee. Right, I'm going to pop my stats on the screen for May. So these are my stats. Wasn't a bad stitching month. I think there was only one day that I didn't stitch, which isn't bad actually, not bad at all. So I did pretty well stitching. I had, as you can see, one finish, which was my spring Quaker from Primrose Cottage. So these are the details for that, and I will show you that now. I did this in a Silks for You thread. It's the very first time that I've ever stitched with their thread, and now I want my entire collection to be Silks for You because it is absolutely gorgeous. So here is my finish, and isn't it just beautiful? Now if you're in the UK, this reminds me of fruit salad or rhubarb and custard. So I'm going to bring it in closer. Hopefully you can see that okay. I haven't ironed it. The plan was to iron it. I just really needed to get this video out today because I really have no time this weekend or next week at all, so I just needed to get it out before the month disappears. So yeah, absolutely love doing this one, and I'm looking forward to starting autumn and winter. So that was my finish in May. And then I've had some more starts and finishes. Now, I was scouting Etsy, the way you do, and I come across these patterns. And then I realised my friend Abby was also stitching them. And I was like, oh, I didn't even realise that they were a thing. So then I got just a little bit excited. And I brought the first one, and then Christy, which is the designer of these charts, her Happiness is Art Made. So I'm going to link Christy's website below. Definitely check them out if you're a big lover of cats. She does have some dog charts as well, and she has like some sampler type things. She has a bit of all sorts on her website. But when I saw these, I had to start stitching them, and when I saw how fast they stitch up, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely doing this entire series. And I absolutely love them. So this is all the details, and this is my finish. Again, sorry I haven't ironed it. I haven't ironed any of these. Just look how cute it is. Now, the original chart does come as a tuxedo cat. But of course my cat is a brown tabby, so I decided to use the DMC variegated thread to do a tabby cat. And I'll bring it in closer. Just look at it. It's just beautiful. I was a bit worried about doing these on 40 count because I thought they might be a little bit too small. But I thought, no, I'm just gonna go for it, give it a go. And you know what, I'm very happy I did because they all turned out really well. Okay, my next start and finish for June. It's February cat, and here's the details. This is definitely one of my favourites. I mean, as you all know, I'm not a huge lover of pinks, but I did absolutely love stitching this one. I think it was more the motifs, you know, and I love the way the balloons tied on his tail. So there's a little bit of back stitch in these, but it's not like a stupid amount of back stitch, it's just enough. Bring them in close. I'm just chuffed with how these are turning out. And the good thing is a lot of the colours are repeating as well, so you get like a selection of colours and then you just keep them going. Okay, my next start and finish was this one, and these were only literally taking me 2-3 days to do, as you can see. And there we go. Now what I have decided to do, I'm not, you know, if you follow me on Instagram you'll already know this, but Rishi's birthday's in March, mine is in October, and Oscar's is in May, so I've decided to add like a little cupcake to represent our birthdays, and I decided to make this one a rainbow one because it is loosely based on St. Patrick's Day, as you can see. So I thought we have to bring the look of the Irish into it as well. I think my friend Breffney would very much appreciate this one. And there's a close-up. I just loved the greens in this. I loved everything about it. Yes. They just stitch up so fast and just really nice. They're just beautiful, beautiful stitches. And so I brought January. Christy was kind enough to gift me February, and then I brought March, and then she was kind enough to gift me the others. So I just want to say a massive thank you to you, Christy, because that was so kind of you and I really do appreciate it. And I'm having so much joy from stitching these. They're just so cute little finishes, and back in the day I would never be one for doing cute little finishes, you know, I was very much a full coverage stitcher, but I'm absolutely loving these, absolutely loving them, and I'm going to be really sad when they finish. So this one is the details here. As you can see, I've skipped to June, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to do June, being as though we're in June, and then I'll carry on with the other months. So I sort of did January 1st, and then I think I did June, and then I went back and did the others. So you'll see that this is obviously earlier dates. I love the dragonflies in this, the colours. This was lovely to stitch as well, really enjoyed it. I'll bring you in closer. Just look how cute it is. I love the borders on these as well. They're simple but effective, but they just look lovely. Absolutely love them. So that's June. So that's all of my finishes for May and June. so far, yeah. I'll go on to whips now. So my whips, I started this as soon as I finished March. I don't have a lot to go actually. It's still in the nudge because I was working on it last night, and I will be working on it today to get it finished today. So yeah, this is what it'll look like when it's finished. And this is how it looks at the moment. I love this one as well. Just look at the umbrella, it's so cute. Yeah, I love it, absolutely love it. And there's going to be, I don't know if you can tell, but here there's going to be some little bees scattered about. Obviously I haven't added the wings yet, so they look like random blobs, but there is going to be some bees scattered about. So all I have to do, as you can see, is the rest of the cat's body, the tail, there's a bee, and then there's another little motif there, I think, and that'll be finished, and then I will be starting May. But yeah, so there's a little close-up. She just uses such beautiful colours. Absolutely love this. I am so excited to see what October looks like. My birthday month, obviously. Right, my second whip. Now I haven't touched this at all this month, but I did do a lot on it last month. So this is what it looked like before. And this is what it looks like now. I've done loads on it, as you can see, because I was working on this after I had a massive boo-boo on my lung dog, and then I just went to town on this, and then I was going to pick my lung dog back up for June to do the June dog sale, and then I found all those cats and I just had to stitch them all. So I thought I might as well get all them done now, get up to date, and then I'll get back to my lung dog after those. So this one's going to be on the wayside again for a little bit, but I'm glad I got a massive chunk of this done. But yeah, I really enjoyed stitching on this, very much so. And I will bring it in so you can get a closer look. Love this. I love how it's turning out. It's very there's a lot of stitching in this, because obviously it's not the same as my rainbow flag. My rainbow flag was very much stitching the negative, so the opposite way to this, but I am enjoying it very much. It's just going to take, it's going to be a whip that's going to be hanging around for a while. So that's my flag that I'm making good progress on. Right, my next whip is my lung dog, and this is what it'll look like when it's finished, what it'll look like when you last saw it, and this is what it looks like now. So from here you can see I've progressed really well, which I have. But when I bring it in closer, plus if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I got as far as here. It was literally down here on this part, and it hadn't gone into pattern keeper properly, and it wasn't until I'd stitched a bit here and then I was coming over to this bit and I thought, hold on a sec, that's not the same. So I had the fun of 3 nights at work of ripping it all out. 1 over 1 on 25 count. That was really not very fun. My fingers were sore because obviously you're holding the needle so tight not to fling it, and I was just, my fingers were killing me. But I managed to do it, and we're starting again. So I have done some stitching on this since I frogged it all, because I did frog it literally down to the line up here. So I have done some on it, but my plan is to pick it back up properly and continue on. But that being said, it is June the 20th tomorrow. We'll come back to that. So here's a close-up of how it's looking. It's very hard to get this fabric to show up true on camera and on photos because it is quite vibrant in real life. It's just beautiful and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, so basically the frog visited me, and it was an evil little frog and it was causing all sorts of mayhem. And then finally I managed to get rid of it, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great at all. So before I get on to my last whip, it's June the 20th tomorrow, so we're filming this on the 19th. I think it's the 19th today. And so it's the first day of summer. So I will be bringing my 4 Seasons by Stitchrovia back out. But with that one, I do have until the first day of autumn to finish the summer panel. So I'll probably do a little bit of stitching on it tomorrow, just so I've started on it. But I want to just focus on finishing my calendar cats up to date. I want to get back to my lung dog, because when I started this, I did plan to stitch on it, obviously, monogamously to finish it. But then the frog came, and then, yeah, it just all went down the toilet. But there you go. So it's all good. It's all good. I have a plan. I will tell you that plan more shortly, but I have sort of loosely told you. So this is my last whip. Okay, just get a clip. And this is what it looked like when you last saw it, and this is what it looks like now. And I know what you're all thinking. There's nothing on that fabric, Tan. Yes, no there's not. Because when I was away for the weekend in Wales with my lovely friends, I took this out to show the ladies because I didn't plan on stitching on it, but I took it with me. And I ended up having to frog the entire bit that I'd done because I'd stitched on it the wrong way. So I was meant to stitch on it landscape, which would have been this way, but I ended up stitching on it portrait. So when I said that pesky little frog came, and he was horrible to me, he truly was horrible. Because in that first few weeks, I ended up frogging the entirety of this out, so it's no longer a whip anymore. So I have decided, because I already have my lung dog, which I'm focusing on anyway. I have my calendar cats. I also have my stitchrovia piece that I'm not even going to bother starting that again until I'm not cross with it anymore. Plus I have noticed, so the DMC I originally brought for this I'm using on the calendar cats, and I've realised that it is horrendous to stitch with. It keeps knotting. I have to use really short lengths, and there's nothing that annoys me more than having to keep threading my needle. It doesn't thread on the needle very easily. I have to use a threader, because normally I use massive lengths like this long to stitch. I'm very much a Freddie Mercury stitcher, so I can't cope when I have to keep threading my needle. So that is no longer a whip anymore. That is just a plain bit of fabric that's going to go back in the bag with the threads, and then when I feel better about the whole situation and when I feel the need to start it, I will start that again. But what I am going to do is, I showed you in a Flosstube previously, I got some threads from, I think the brand's either Siro or Arrow, A-I-R-O or S-I-R-O, I'm not sure which brand, which word it is, but they very much stitch like cxc, and I really quite enjoy them, so I've decided that I am going to do the cats in that brand rather than the DMC, because I don't think I could possibly stitch a piece as big as that with that. Plus I find with that variegated thread there is quite a massive chunk of light, and I want the light to be a little bit less, and I don't want to keep cutting the thread away to make it less. Yes, I have a plan for that, but I'm not worrying about that just now. So that is gone. That is completely gone out of the window for now. Just gonna have a quick drink. It's been a while. I'm out of practice, you know. But yeah, it's just it was very disheartening when everything was going wrong, you know. I was trying my best to stitch, and the pesky little frog was saying, no, you're not allowed, you're not allowed. And I was like, that frog was determined to stay. I managed to get rid of it finally, because that was really no fun at all. Honestly, it was no fun. So I currently only have, I'm not going to count my flag as an active whip for now, because I don't plan on working on that. I'm going to put that on the back burner. So these are basically my loose plans. So I plan to put my flag away for a while. I'm planning to finish April, hopefully tonight, tomorrow at latest. I'm going to do May Cat, get that finished, and then there all the cats are up to date and finished until Christy releases July. Then I plan to get back to my lung dog, because I'm definitely feeling better about that, and I do want to try and do some of that before the June dog sale finishes. And then I do want to do a good chunk on my 4 Seasons by Stitchrovia as well, because the start of summer. And in case you didn't already see, I have switched out my spring to summer. This was from this is the summer pillow from Flossabilities. So I've switched that out for summer, ready to go for tomorrow. So we're all summered up. And if you're in the UK, you'll understand how flipping hot it is here at the minute. It is currently 26 degrees, but it's meant to go up to 29-30, I think, tomorrow, which isn't great. I had breakfast outside this morning and lay down. May have had a little snooze because I was on night shift last night. Realised that my neck was getting really hot. I think I've possibly burnt the back of my neck. I'll have to have a look later. And then I switched positions, so I was back in the shade, and then I thought, no, when you're getting hot and sweaty in the shade, you know it's just too hot to be outside. So then I decided to come inside, get this Flosstube done, edited and uploaded for you all, so then I can hopefully film another one in 2-3 weeks. I'm going to try and make them a little bit more regular if I can. At the minute they're sort of like every sort of month, but we shall see what happens. I do want to film one while I'm away, so I'll probably most likely be taking the active whips I'm going to be working on. So yeah, those are basically my plans for next month and for the rest of this month. Well, for the rest of this month, because I'll be back before, yeah. Yes, so, okie doke. Right, so, haul. I've brought a piece of haul since the private retreat. I've had my Silks for You threads and obviously my haul from the retreat. So I'm going to show you the haul from the retreat first. There may be some slight rustling, so I do apologise for that. Right then, so my lovely friend Donna gave me this chart for my birthday, and it has gone into the black hole along with my poltergeist pirate buttons. I cannot find it anywhere. I have looked all over the place. It'll turn up when I least expect it, and when it does, I will give it away to someone so they can appreciate it, because I probably would have already, I will have two, and I would have already probably stitched it by then. So without further ado, I got Autumn Jumble by the Drawn Thread. I love this one. The moment I saw Holly the cross stitch addict was doing it, and when she completed it, I was like, yes, I must do that. So I got this from Nimble Fimble on the Friday when we first arrived, and it comes all kitted up with the silks, and it did have a dark fabric with it. Actually, funnily enough, the fabric that came with it was this one, and I didn't like it. I found it was too dark, so I took this fabric out and did obviously my spring Quaker on it. And then she had a basket of linens and Ada's scraps that she was just saying, like, help yourself to, I just want to get rid of them. So I grabbed a few pieces out of there, and this was a 32 count linen, so I replaced it because I thought the cream would look a lot better. So that's what I got. So that was my first one. I've never actually it's got some speciality threads in it, stitches, not threads, and it's got like a bit of fancy back stitch, so that'll be interesting to have a go at. So I'm not sure, I'll bring it in, you can have a look, but it is beautiful. There is a spring, summer and winter I think as well, but this one was my favourite. Kat from Catkin and Lily, she got the winter one I think. So that was my from Nimble Fimble. Did I get anything else from Nimble Fimble? I don't think I did actually, no. I think that was the only thing I got from Nimble Fimble. Oh, I did actually get some fabrics, just so I've got a scrap of linen. I think we worked this out that this was 28, 32, I can't remember what Kat said, but a little scrap of linen there. And then I got rather a big scrap of linen, just cream. So these were free, she was just had them in the basket. And the other thing was this Afghan. Now, I've seen people are stitching Afghans, and I thought to myself, I thought this would be cool, because what I could do is I'm more like the winter's colours over the Christmassy colours. Well, to be fair, I do like Christmassy colours. I like the red, green and gold. But I was thinking during winter, what I could do is, if I put this the right way, in the panel here, I get my board and that'll be easier. So in my panel here, I was thinking I could do like a winter type Quaker. Same on the other side, and then it could act as like a table runner in the middle of my dining table, my future dining table. And I thought that would look really lovely, because it's different, you know, and it would have been something I stitched and it would be decorative. So that is the plan for that. but that's a very future project, so that's just going to currently sit in my stash and come out when it's time. So that's all I got from Nimble Fimble. Then we went to Create Nostalgia on the Saturday, and I may have brought stuff that I didn't need to buy. So I did buy some threads for my cat sampler because I planned on to do the nut house for my sister when she moves out, so I needed that colour to complete that. Then I'm not a big fan of words, as we all know, but I saw this and I loved it, and I thought, well, the words are only singular crosses, they're not like chunky letters, so I thought that wouldn't be too bad. So I got this kit, not kit, just a pattern. I absolutely love that. And it says, on Halloween night, this old house comes alive to scare little cats who just want to survive. I love that. So cute. But I will do the cats in black on that because it just looks right with black cats. And then the last thing I brought from Create Nostalgia, I was really quite reserved actually. I was quite proud of myself. Everyone went a little bit crazy, but I was really quite good. Plus, you know, I think I went in knowing because I'm more of a PDF person anyway, I was more reserved on what I wanted to buy, even though I will use Exodo now for my paper charts. It's just the lack of storage at the minute to be able to buy stuff. So when I've got a craft room, God knows, it's just going to go haywire, I think. But anyway, so, oh, no, I was wrong. So this thread that I was talking about, that was the one that my friend Nat got me from the Cheshire Stitchy Day because I couldn't find it at Create Nostalgia. That's right. So she got me that, and this was the colour I needed, the other colour I needed. So that was Brethren Blue. So I've got all the threads now to do that. Oh, I forgot about that chart. Okay then. So we'll go to this chart then. So I saw this chart from Create Nostalgia as well, because I'm a very big lover of autumn, Halloween. If you haven't already noticed, I do like my seasonal pieces. This is a seasonal set, but I'm really not keen on the other seasons. I mean, spring is quite cute, winter's cute, but I really don't like summer. And you can't do free without, you can't do free and not the one. So if that's the case, I just choose my favourite season, which is autumn, when I was born. So I love that one. And then last but not least is another Glendon Place. And this one is the Witch's Wheel. And I was going to do it on the leftover fabric from my long dog. And quite a few of the girls were saying that would look nice on a really bright orange like so, or a really, really bright highlighter green. I was like, okay. So I might yet just get the cord 4 fabric for this, because the cord 4 fabric is gorgeous and it is on 123 stitch. And while I was there, I did get all of the beads as well. Now I don't know if that's the right amount of beads, but I did get all the beads. So I was really quite reserved. And then when I came back from Create Nostalgia, I had that green fabric in my head, and I was like, yes, maybe I need to buy that. So it was Sarah that suggested it. Coffee House. I'm thinking of Coffee House Crime that I normally watch with Rich on YouTube. Megan at Coffee Craft Fabrics was having a sale for was it a birthday sale or a year sale? I can't remember now, but it was 50% off. So I had a gander on a website and I found some green fabric, and I had a feeling it wasn't going to be as bright as what I expected, but I thought, you know, I'll order it and have a see. So I got some 32 count green, and that is actually showing up quite true to colour actually. Yeah, it's quite a bright green. I'm not going to take it out of the packy, but it is beautiful, beautiful colour. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it for the witch's wheel, to be fair, but I might just keep it in my stash for something. So nice bit of green fabric, because I don't have many coloured fabrics. I do have mainly greys and browns and blues and purples, but that's it really. Right, and my silks of the month. So these are, I'm guessing, were April, and they are beautiful colours. I'm gonna try and, I don't have full clips, so I'm gonna try and clip them two together, and then I can tell you the colours. So these were April's silks for you, and I love this. It's very New Orleans, what's that called? Oh my god, I know you're all shouting at me what it is, and I can't think for the life of me what it is. I did a round robin last year. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year, and it was New Orleans, and we used these colours. The fabric was yellow. We used purple and green, and I can't remember. Mardi Gras. There you go, Mardi Gras. It came eventually. So I love that. Very beautiful colours. So what have we got? So we've got that one is PR 130. That one is CM010. That one is PR 162. And this one is PR 153. So the thread club that I've gone for is basically all the colours that they already have in stock. They're not dyed specifically, because I figured that if I get a colour and I really like it, like that fruit salady looking one, then I might want to buy a hank and do something bigger in it. So that's why I decided that I was going to do that. But I'm very so I do have an advent calendar coming this year from the Stitchy Ferret, which I'm really excited about, and I'm feeling like I really want the silks for you. 12 days of Christmas as well. I shouldn't, but I feel like I do. Maybe do it next year instead, I'll see. But right, these are May colours, and they're all lovely browns and greys. It's a shame actually I didn't, is it that one? Yeah, it's a shame actually I didn't have that one before I started my calendar caps, because that's perfect colours of my my little boy. So there we go, they're beautiful browns and greys. Yeah. So let's have a look what these colours are. So this one is PR043. That one is PR212. That lovely one is PR120. And this one, beautiful grey variegated, is PR161. So beautiful colours again. I only joined this club this year and I'm absolutely chuffed to pieces with the colours I've got so far, and I can't wait to stitch more things with them. They just look absolutely gorgeous. I think that's everything actually. So I've gone over my plans, what I'm going to do. I'm going to start doing a bit on my 4 Seasons stitchrovia tomorrow. I plan to finish April Cat tonight and then start May Cat and then finish May Cat and then get back to my long dog. So that is the plan. I don't plan on any new starts at the moment, I don't think, because I do want to... Do I have any new starts? I probably will be starting July Cat when that's released, but that won't be until the beginning of July. Yeah, I think that's basically all my plans really. I've got a lovely weekend coming up. So like I said, I'm having my hair cut tomorrow, so I'm heading to Birmingham to have my hair cut tomorrow. And then I'm heading to Birmingham again on Saturday to meet Rich. He's going to watch Iron Maiden. So we are going to have a day together. But before I meet him, I'm going to go and meet the Birmingham Stitchers for a couple of hours to sit and stitch. And then what are we doing then? And then on Sunday, I'm heading back to Hereford because of course I won't see Rich for a month working away. So we're going to have a nice weekend together, and then I'll be coming back on Monday to start my last week of work. So yeah, it's all go. And then obviously next week is when I have to prepare my work suitcase again. I've ordered some new clothes because it's been a while since I've had some new work clothes, so I've ordered some new clothes and things. So next week I'm hoping I've only got 3 night shifts, and then I can focus the end of the week on packing and getting stuff sorted. And then I've got my stitchy day on Saturday with the lovely ladies, the Black Country Stitchers, and then on Sunday I plan to relax. I think I might be seeing Nat on the Friday, so we'll have a stitchy day on the Friday, then I'll have a stitchy day on the Saturday, and then Sunday I hope to relax, and I plan to head to Scotland on the 3rd of July. It's not far, it's only about 5 hours from me, but I don't really want to travel on the day I want to work. So the plan is to travel up the day before, stay over, travel up early so I can have a bit of an explore, because I've never been to Glasgow before, so I'm looking forward to having a little bit of a mooch about, and then head to work the next day. And like I say, I'm going to be there for 5 weeks. I do plan to obviously take all my stitching with me, and I'm going to try and film a Flosstube if I can. I don't plan on buying anything while I'm there, so it will mostly be a whip update on what I'm working on, if I finish anything. That's the other thing as well, I sort of have to like figure out what I'm going to be taking with me, and you know, things like that. So I think I might have to get in touch with Christy and ask her what are the colours for the July Cat. Not for the July Cat, for the August Cat, because I don't come back until the 8th of August, so I don't want to be behind on that. So I might have to get in touch with Christy and ask her that in July, or maybe before. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'm trying to think if there's any other Flosstubers that I wanted to mention. I remember now. So Flosstubers that I would like to mention, Gooey Glam Stitches has started a Flosstube. She is on her 3rd Flosstube, I think, so I've been enjoying hers. I met her at the April retreat. She's lovely, she's so funny. We got on really well. So I've enjoyed watching her Flosstube. Also, Alba Stitcher is back, so welcome back. I've been enjoying watching your videos again. Who else was there? I've literally just looked. See, I'm not as organised as other Flosstubers. They make notes. I do not make notes. I find it easier to put an info panel up because I never remember what stuff is stitched on, even though my whips are quite less compared to some. And of course, I should really make a note when I want to mention Flosstubers, and I always forget. Mrs. C Stitches, that was the other lady I wanted to mention. Sarah has come back to Flosstube, which I'm really happy about, because she disappeared and I got in touch with her and I was like, where have you gone? And she was like, oh, I haven't done one for ages. I was like, well, you need to come back. So she's come back and she's done a few. I think she's on a 3rd or 4th Flosstube now. So I'm really glad to see her back. And I've just literally remembered that I do have another bit of haul, which I completely forgot to show you. So, my lovely friend Jen from Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole has started making not floss drops, scissor fobs. So I got this beautiful scissor fob from Jen. Absolutely love it. It's green, little dragon on the end, so that reminds me of Jen and Wales. And I don't really use scissor fobs, so I tend to put them on my project bags instead, like so. And this was also a bag that Jen made for me, and it matches perfectly. And she also has done me some beeswax as well, which I haven't used yet, but I have got it ready to use, so I'm looking forward to giving that a go. And it's got a very light scent. I can't remember what the fragrance was. She did tell me, and I'm no good at remembering what fragrances are, but it smells lovely. So I think that's everything. So be sure to check out Jen's Kofi. I've got it linked in my description box. She will be opening her shop very soon, and she's going to have an whole range of patterns and scissor fobs and a bit of all sorts really. Project bags possibly. And I love supporting my friends who are, you know, starting out, because that's what we do, don't we? As stitchers, we support each other. So I think that's everything. This is a longer one because obviously I had the entire of May to tell you about, and then obviously half of June, because it's like the 19th. I can't believe how fast this year's going. It's just unbelievable. So I'm going to leave you there. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and enjoy this boiling hot weather if you're in the UK. I'm certainly not, but we make do, don't we? So anyway, take care everyone, and I will see you hopefully before a month's time. Take care. Bye.